Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're plunging deeper into that really foundational philosophical theory we started on last time. Remember the core idea that ultimate reality isn't really something but an absolute nothing, completely without rules. And yet somehow this boundless nothing is the fertile ground for, well, everything.
It's a concept that really does flip our everyday understanding on its head. And building right on that foundation, Anubhav Srivastava, in his book Nothing Everything, which is just, wow, mind-bending stuff, he immediately goes after one of our most basic assumptions, probability. He flat out states that in this nothing everything state, no probability is any more likely than the other, even the bizarre ones.
Okay, whoa. That's a huge statement. My mind instantly jumps to, coin flips, odds, basic physics. Because here in our universe, things like gravity, time, they give us concepts like chance, right? We think about stuff that's super likely, sun rising tomorrow, versus like those 1 in a million shots, miracles. So if the baseline reality has zero rules, how does that change probability? What would it even mean there?
Exactly your point. Srivastava's argument is that these concepts, odds, things happening often, things happening rarely, they're purely creations. They belong only to our specific universe. They work for us because our universe has rules, it has limitations that make some things predictable, others, well, almost impossible. But those aren't universal laws of existence itself.
Ah, okay.
Right.
So our universe makes the rules,
Oh,
which means down at that fundamental nothing everything level, there's no such thing as unlikely. Like no 1 in a million because
yeah.
there isn't a 1 or a million. There's just everything all at once, no limits.
Precisely. The book calls it a state of pure, boundless possibility. Think about that coin flip again here. Yeah, 50-50, heads or tails. But in nothing, everything. Srivastava suggests maybe it lands on its edge. Maybe it just hovers there. Or maybe, yeah, it turns into a butterfly.
A butterfly? Seriously?
Why not? That's the point. The book says there's nothing to favor one outcome over another. Every possible configuration is equally valid. Everything that could potentially happen, it just does. No bias, no preference. Probability, laws of physics, those only bubble up as local phenomena, specific features of universes like ours.
Wow. A butterfly. So much for placing bets in that reality. It really does redefine anything can happen, huh? But okay, my brain is already like short-circuiting a bit here. If that's the fundamental nature of things, why is it so incredibly hard for us humans to grasp? Is it actually impossible for our minds to truly wrap around this?
Well, Srivastava argues exactly that. It's because our minds themselves have built-in limitations. Think of our brains as lenses.
Well,
We're viewing the universe through them. He uses this great analogy, dark sunglasses. Doesn't matter how fancy they are, you're never going to see the true colors through them. Our thinking, our cognition, it's all rooted in linear time, cause and effect. Stuff designed to help us survive here on Earth. It wasn't designed to comprehend the sheer boundless nature of ultimate reality. The book puts it bluntly, no amount of just thinking harder will change that.
right, the sunglasses analogy makes sense. So that leads to a really interesting place, doesn't it? Given these limitations, what does this all mean for how we actually perceive reality? If everything holds infinite potential and it's not bound by time, well, what's the ultimate implication for what can happen?
It means there's essentially no ceiling, no limit on the number of universes or timelines or just events where any possible outcome can occur. So every single outcome, even stuff that seems insanely improbable from our perspective, it will eventually happen somewhere, sometime,
Yeah.
in that vast field of potential. Our universe, the one we experience with its seemingly reliable laws, it's just, as the book says, one outcome of probabilistic beginnings. In other universes, maybe completely different outcomes, things we'd call miracles. Maybe they're just normal, mundane even. The very nature of nothing, everything kind of ensures that somewhere all other possibilities will manifest, no matter how improbable we think they are.
That really forces you to rethink everything you assume about what's possible and
Yeah,
impossible.
yes.
Humbling.
It really is. And Srivastava actually ends this section with a powerful quote from the physicist Dr. John Archibald Wheeler. Wheeler believed that when we finally grasp the ultimate underlying idea of existence, it will be so compelling, so beautiful, that we will say to one another, yes, how could it have been any different? And that sentiment, I think, perfectly captures the feeling you get diving into this theory.
How could it have been any different? What a thought. So if every single possibility really does play out somewhere across this immense cosmic tapestry, what does that mean for the choices you make right here in your apparently rule-bound universe? Definitely something to mull over. We hope this deep dive into nothing everything has given you plenty to think about. Join us next time for another fascinating exploration.